Hello, Derito. Maybe you can give us some of the African teams that you think are not not only teams, the federations that you think are doing or operating at a level that you can say that the basketball in that country is being used for development and it's being used for to sustain it's a sustainable tool for the country. Maybe you can give us an African team that shows such qualities.
Um, First of all, I'll start with the BAL champions. That's USM. They lost in the finals last season, so I can say the USM is a Tunisian-based
Hello.
team. So the USM team hails from Tunisia, and that's where some games in the FIBA World Cup are going to be played. So you can say that federation is working on pretty well. And also Angola, Petro de Luanda, they finished runners up. They weren't able to beat USM in the finals. So I can say their federation is already running on pretty well. And looking at also other nations like Egypt, the Zamalek team hails from there. They lost to USM in the semis, but we know the Zamalek won last season. But if you draw and look at the teams in East Africa, you can see the teams in East Africa that are operating at a high level, even the federations that are operating at a global level, you can say, is you can see a federation like FAWABA for Rwanda. They built a state of the art court where some games in the BAL, even in the playoffs, the BAL games were played there. A section of the FIBA World Cup games were played there. So you can see the type of basketball they are playing. It's actually pretty good. Although they weren't able to compete pretty well, they weren't able to offset any team to be able to advance the second round the way some of our East African neighbors are, like Uganda and South Sudan. You can see they're trying to do something there, and actually the vibe there is good, the energy there is good. You can see countries like South Sudan, they're pulling the talent that is in their diaspora, they're pulling them together, creating a 12, 15-man roster that's making waves. They went unbeaten, 6-0, and they're looking towards even adding on to their winning streak by winning those games. And also they upset Tunisia twice, something that didn't ha- hasn't wasn't even seen. So yeah, and also Uganda, just next door neighbors, they're doing massive strides as well. So you can see those federations, the SSB Fed, FUBA, FAWABA, federations that are within our vicinity seem to trump KBF, and this is not a good look, especially considering the fact that KBF had a head start. So definitely we need some fixing, we need some things that we need to work on. So yeah, back to you, Eric.
Hello. Hello, Derito. I hope you can hear me because I lost your audio when you said we need some fixing. I don't know if you can hear me. Okay, before I get Derito back, let me try to get Coach Abel. Coach Abel, okay, okay, Sawa. We'll just continue with the show. So, Derito has given us a breakdown of comparison of different African teams that different African countries that are doing basketball is doing well in their country as compared to our country. Um, but as we continue the topics, it's a matter of how is this game being governed and how is the accountability level in the basketball itself, because this the main league, the being governed, the main leagues under the governing body of KBF. We have the Premier League, then we have the Division One, Division Two, and the NBA. These are leagues. No, not the NBA. I'm sorry, the NBA is another management, but these are leagues that all need to grow and need to get better. Now, I hope Derito you can hear me.
I can hear you. Can you hear me on your side?
Yeah, I can hear you. Sorry for the breakup, but you were saying something. You were you maybe you can you maybe start from where you say that some of the African teams like Angola, countries, pardon, like Angola are doing better than us. How are they better? And yeah, just the comparison.
I was just giving a brief rundown on what I saw, what I saw from the BL.
Oh, Derito,
Excuse
can
me. There's an
if
echo coming on your side.
okay, if I can ask you a question, can you is the game played here at Kenya? The Let me use the word. Is it quality enough to compete against the other African countries?
Right now, I don't feel like we are playing at that level yet.
Why
There's
would you
still
say
a
that?
lot to improve on. There's still a lot to improve on, as you can see. When you took the sample size of FIBA, the games that Kenya has played, they have mostly looked so one-sided. Like,
Mm-hmm.
and if you look at the way the BAL panned out, both the first season and second season, you can see there's a different type of basketball that the teams are playing. It's not the same as you look at if you look at KBF, the way the top teams in Kenya are playing. Like if you take Ulinzi, KPA, you can't compare the way these guys play and the way the guys in the BAL play, because it's just too different. And the way the teams in the BL are approaching the game is way different from how KBF teams are approaching the game. So I feel like that's one thing that Kenya needs to work on, how to emulate the game that is playing
Mm-hmm.
there instead of playing the game that is played here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Uh, and maybe shifting on to the local leagues, these teams they spend a lot of money to cater for their expenses, to try and maybe give players allowances, to try and get jerseys, to try and even pay for the league fee. How best should basketball in Kenya be approached in terms of commercializing the game itself? Because we really know that for it to move forward and for it even to improve, there must be a way of commercializing this game. Yeah.
Uh, Honestly, I feel like the one number one thing is making sure that the product on the court is actually A level,
Mm-hmm.
having the players play well, having the players check on their nutrition, having the players have regular routine training sessions, having a good coaching staff in their locker room. That's the first thing. The second thing is the officiating that we're looking at.
Mm-hmm.
The officiating has to be top notch. There should be a comparison between the way FIBA are officiating and the way KBF is officiating. There has to be, because currently there isn't any comparison, and it's not looking good for us because the fouls and the mishaps that we get away with here in KBF, unfortunately, when you go to the FIBA tournaments, we're not able to like get away with them because we get called on them. That's on the court.
Yeah.
Off the court, it's about sports marketing, making sure that you put the teams and brands out there. Are these teams using social media to reach out an audience to corner our fan base? That's one thing that is needed. Is the federation sending messages on how to to these teams on how to position themselves and put themselves in places where they can be able to attract an audience. Those are the type of things that make teams grow and make people be inclined to follow a specific team.
Mm-hmm.
So currently, that's not happening at a level where we can be able to commercialize.
Yeah.
But I'm seeing a couple of teams are trying to get to that place where they're trying to market themselves, which should be encouraged. And all the teams should have at least a digital footprint, especially on social media, to be able to commercialize it. Because if it's a look, the product looks appealing enough, on the court and off the court, it's packaged well. It will be commercialized easily.
Okay. Now, if teams really get to do what you're saying, and is there a clear okay, let me just take you back to 2019 when Mad Goat TV had the broadcasting rights for the National League. They, in their contract, it was a 1 million shillings contract spanning over a period of 4 years. But unfortunately, at the end of the season, they were teams expected that there will be cash prize rewards given to the winners in Division 1, 2, and the basketball, the National League. But that didn't happen. It's a matter of accountability, but it still didn't happen. Now the league has no sponsors, and recently